All right, good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 18th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. So, a couple of things to kind of recap here. Let's take a look at actually our hourly chart. We can see that we did have that intermediate term shift with price breaking up through that 22,100 level of interest. It's going to be right through here, right through there. So, previously, intermediate term range, big sideways range there for the past couple of months since about mid December. Got the break on Friday. Monday, personally, not counting that as a real session. The New York Stock Exchange was closed. CME was just a half day. If you take a look on TradingView here, you're not even seeing an RTH session for Monday. So Monday, not counting that as a real day, despite there being a little bit of price action there. So as far as right now, we have the breakout of this intermediate term structure, this intermediate term range. Price is trading higher this morning into 22,300 or so. Really, the next upside target is into the all-time high up here, 22,400, 22,450 area. So what I'm going to be looking at off of the open is the reaction to 22,300. Mostly interested in how that prior day high is going to be treated. I would not mind seeing a prior day high retest here this morning. That's going to be a stronger structural point on the way up to that 22,400. Now it is technically the first real trading day of the week, so we're going to be taking it a little bit slow this morning, seeing how we open up. NQ right here at 22,300, so a pretty good level to be working with. Session volume point of control, it's down there at 22,237. Now that does include, as far as the today's profile is concerned, that is including Monday's half session, just FYI. Now, prior day high, you can see actually marked on my chart here at 22,225. Again, that's Friday's session. So the indicator here is looking at Monday. Just FYI, if you're using the indicator that I wrote, it's a little bit inaccurate, tends to be off anytime we have those half day sessions. So it's just pulling from most recent data set. So just FYI on that. Prior day high, true prior day high, 22,225. And again, we're talking about Friday as the prior day, not Monday. Not Monday. So let's see how we open up. Overnight high there, 22,319. Again, not opposed to seeing some retest down through here, right? Do we have any 10 a.m. data? We actually do have a 10 a.m. print. And we have some Fed speak at 10:20 as well. So about 2 minutes till the open, a little less than 2 minutes till the open, a little bit of selling here with some volume ahead of the bell. All right, here's the open in a little less than 1 minute, about 45 seconds. NQ into VWAP. All right, there's the open. Again, looking at RTH, we do see a very slight gap higher. So let's see how this open looks. Got some sellers stepping in there. So staying patient here. Like I said, I want to see either that true prior day high or some reaction versus 22,300. Given the current structure and time of day, not interested in VWAP at this time, personally. Here comes that prior day high. So overnight gap just about filled. Technically fills down into 22,215. And right back into that VWAP area. VWAP currently sits at 251. Still cash personally. There's a decent bounce there so far. If you caught the long on prior day high, you want to be trimming into session highs right here. Like I said, no position personally. And that opening 5-minute bar closes up here in 50 seconds. A little less than a minute. Yeah, right back into the lows just about. So if we see a flush of the low, you want to be looking at 22,200. Buyers will be looking to set up a higher low somewhere through here. So opening 5-minute bar shows a big hammer there. Gap did not quite fill, but could make the argument that it's close enough. Now let's see how this intraday structure develops. Getting back into that session low. 22,225.5 is the level. That is last week's high as well, of course. So if the lows fail here, look for 200. It's that downside level of interest. Then Q kind of stuck here between that prior day high and VWAP. Buyers want to see some continuation above 2225. And this is your session high right here, 268. So far, that's just a lower high for this sell ahead of the bell. Yeah, a little choppy here. First real trading day of the week, so not all that surprising. Well, you got some buyers stepping in there. See if the highs can be retested. 268. So far, there's just a 40-point intraday range or so, 40, 50 points. 46.75. Sellers reload. And just get some more chop here. One concern right now is how low volume is for this early in the morning. First 15 minutes, we're already kind of kissing that minimum threshold. Keep an eye on this first 15-minute bar closure. Here in about 2.5 minutes. Waiting for data. Yeah, we have data at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. data. So far, there's your typical Monday action, which we're treating today as. NQ coming back into the session low here. That's your prior day high, 225. It'll be the third test of that prior day high in the past 15 minutes. There's your new low. So 200 is the downside level to watch. Getting into that 200. Overnight low is right through there as well. Here it is. Overnight low 198. So first 15-minute bar close is quite bearish. Overnight gap completely filled, of course. So if this 200 area fails, next real reference point is down into prior day volume point of control, which would be 133. So it's maybe a wait till 10 a.m. sort of morning for me. We'll see how this 200 is going to be treated now. There's volume picking up as well. So NQ into no man's land. Now just staying patient. I'll look at this point, I'm mostly interested in a reclaim of 200 with some favorable market structure, or a test down into 22,100, which is the larger structural level on that intermediate term that we discussed before the open. That was that breakout point for the intermediate term. All right, here's our retest of the overnight low. $22,200, the level to watch. There's your new low of day. So about 8 minutes till 10 a.m. Game plan remains the same. Looking at 22,200. Reclaim with market structure or down into that prior day volume point of control and or 22,100 level of interest. Prior day structure here. Yeah, it looks like prior day value area high as well. That can typically serve as a pretty good reference point. Not one that I personally use very heavily, but as of right now, holding as support. NQ back above 22,200. So this is the larger level to keep an eye on now. See how the structure builds out here as we get into 10 a.m. Reminder, there is some data at 10 a.m. Data, data. Almost into that prior day high again. No entry that I've seen. Don't know about y'all. Check out that 15-minute bar closing up in about 5 minutes. Looks like we have the first 5-minute green closure of the session as well. See if it can show any follow through up through that high. It's basically prior day high. 225. 22,225 for NASDAQ. All right, NQ retesting prior day high right there. Benny, minimum threshold for ES. I think we were doing 5K on the 2 minute when I traded ES more for volume. On NQ, it's 750 on the 1 minute. So we got 2 minutes till 10 a.m. NQ in a decent spot here. Prior day high, 22,200 level of interest. Stay on watch. And keep an eye on this 15-minute bar. If that closes as a hammer with some decent follow through, be looking for potentially session high, maybe up into the overnight high as well. All right, data in 30 seconds. $15 till data. FYI, it's more of a minor print, but as always, never be too cautious around those data prints. All right, there's 10 a.m. NQ right here on 200. So buyers want to see a higher low here. Sellers, of course, looking to just make this the next lower high and a flush of the lows. Volume's quite low. Not a big fan of that volume. Pretty limited interest there at 200. That 15-minute did not close as a hammer. Getting back into the lows here, 165. That's the RTH VWAP. Nice. Nicely done. D-Wall, Mr. Ray. NQ about to make a new low of day. There's your new low of day for NASDAQ. So downside reference point, prior day volume point of control right at about 135 or so, 22,135, but the big level is 22,100. Here's where we're at. Just pulling back into that prior day's range. So buyers are looking for that spring setup. No play for me there. Need a reference point or some level. So game plan pretty much remains the same as what was previously discussed. Market structure, based entry above 22,200 or potential intraday reversal versus the 22,100. Till then, just staying patient. Looks like we did pretty much see the highest volume of the sesh there a couple minutes ago, just about. And just look at that volume. It's terrible. Still above minimum threshold, so that's definitely a plus, but last bar is less than 1,000 contracts on the 1 minute. Intraday move so far is what, 100 points? 120 points? 120. So sellers unable to show that downside follow through. If you took the no man's land spring, this is your spot to start trimming into that overnight low. Overnight low right there, 198. All right, back into 200. Right back into 200. So let's see if another lower high sets up right here if we actually get a reclaim. Seems like we may have that first volume print below the minimum threshold before we're even a full hour into the sesh. So keep an eye on that. 15 and 30-minute charts stay on watch as always. And there's your lower high in the making. Well, it's been a pretty slow morning on my end. How's everyone doing? How we doing out there? Cash, no trades, still cash. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Still looking at 22,200 here. It's the main level I'd be interested in right now. Next 15-minute bar closes up here in 90 seconds. So if we get a nice green hammer there, that'd be solid. Let's see. See how it shapes up. So a little consolidation here near 200. We did have that first print below the minimum threshold right there, 10:09 a.m. Little bit of a concern, like I said. Start to see too many of those. Definitely want to be shutting it down. 15 minute did close as a hammer. If we can see a push up through 205, that'll look pretty good. Maybe in for a retest of that prior day high. Let's see. We shall see. The sellers step in there. They really want this to be a lower high. That's what sellers are looking for. Taking a look at that 5 minute structure. Got that initial high, lower high right through here, potential lower high right through here. We won't know. We won't know until it's complete. Session low down there at 22,150. Back into no man's land. D-Wall grabbed the short. Nice. Very nice, D-Wall. See what the next 10 minutes have in store for us. 10 minutes till that next 30. The next 30-minute bar closes. And at that point, we'll be 1 hour into the sesh. 5 minute, just showing a lot of barcode. For the most part, all these are overlapping candles. Volume's pretty light. This is typical Monday action so far, even though it's technically Tuesday. It's like we got another print below minimum threshold. Oh, not quite. Not quite. This one was 70, more like 800. So I use that as a good filter to tell me when to do less. Minimum volume threshold. NQ, let's see if we get that fresh session low here. Session low currently 148.75 for good old NASDAQ. Buyers step in to defend. They're loving this prior day structure point. So potential mid-morning range building out here, tight base, tight structure kind of building. Sellers unable to force a fresh session low there. So I'm continuing to keep an eye on this area, overnight low, 22,200 level of interest. Game plan remains the same. No update. No update to the plan. Got more prints right here, right near that minimum threshold. See what this next 30-minute closure looks like here in 5 minutes. It's maybe a trade the afternoon session for me anyway. Then Q right back into the lows. Again, if those lows crack, we'll be looking at prior day volume point of control, which is down at about 133. Then potentially 22,100 level of interest. There's your new low of day. Here comes that prior day volume point of control. There we go. Prior day volume point of control being tested. See if buyers have any interest or if we're going for 100, 100. 100. Caught that short. Nice, Des. Well done. So that next 30-minute bar closing in 30 seconds here, quite bearish. Most likely going to be a trade the late morning, trade the afternoon sesh for me. Still no trade day here. Noah caught 50 points from overnight low to low of day. Nicely done. Nicely done. No trade day, Ray. Day's not over. Day is not over. Only 1 hour in. Only 1 hour in. 1 hour. So far, yep. Yep. New low of day. Let's see if we can tag 100, 22, 100. You got the prior day low right through there as well. PDL. Benny, I need to see 22, 100 undercut our prior day low. Yeah, same page. Yes, sir. Buyers showing some interest in this prior day volume point of control. Intraday structure right now is a downtrend. 15, 30, and hourly currently pointing lower. QQQ highest volume of the day. QQQ highest volume of the day. Are we looking at the same QQQ? Got a case of the Mondays there, Mr. Ray? We need some more coffee or what? We need some fresh espresso going. All right, we got a few consecutive prints here right near the minimum threshold. Might be time to call it a morning. Might just be time. Shut it down for the afternoon session. Like this MS. Like, what is that? Morgan Stanley? What is that, D-Wall? What are you talking about? I'm gonna have to sacrifice the stream to get some market movement here. Oh, microstructure. Microstructure, gotcha. Yeah, quad shot would be nice. I'll take it. I will take it. So we have a small bounce from prior day volume point of control. Nothing all that crazy. At this point, I need, given time of day and the current intraday action, I need either 22,100, a bullish change in character, which pretty much would be action above 22,200, or a green 15 and 30-minute closure, just per my usual framework that I follow. So we'll give it a few more minutes here, see if we can get something. Looks like we have some Fed speak right now. So far, prior day volume point of control holding as support. Volume really fading. Definitely have a hard cutoff here in 17 minutes. See if we get at least one decent setup before then. Especially with this Fed speak coming in. I get the first green 15-minute close here of the session in about 15 seconds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. It's like watching paint dry right now. Seller stepping back in again. I want to see if we got that reclaim at 200. So game plan pretty much remains the same. I'm looking at either an intraday reversal versus this level with a positive response from buyers, or a bullish change in character that then gives a market structure based entry or some reclaim of 200 with an entry. Until then, there's just an intraday downtrend within the context of a bullish backdrop. So not really my tape so far, personally. So we'll go ahead and call it there. Here's the morning. No trades. There's the morning there. Executions. Nada. All right, folks. We'll keep it going in the think tank. I'm not ruling out trading the late morning or afternoon sesh, but No point in sitting on stream here. No activity from my end. So hope you guys had a good morning. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.